Hi, welcome back.
Speaking of high,
That was so funny.
let me just say,
Yeah.
I think I was a little too high when we did our 420 episode.
Talon comes clean. Yeah, I noticed you were spotting a little bit, but I was like, this is not my problem.
I think even in my head, you said something about getting progressively higher as the episode went on, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get much higher. I was very, very, I was seeing colors. It was a bit much. It was
Seeing
a bit
colors.
much.
That's fine. Me and Elena, we took it
you
on our
guys carried.
shoulders and we carried, and that's okay. Sometimes that's why you have a podcast co-host,
Yeah.
is so that when you get too high on your 420 episode, we're not just both sitting there in silence being like,
You ever, look at your hands? Really look? Okay. Anyway,
No.
so
I forget I
there you
have
go.
them. My hands.
You forget you have your hands.
Yeah. Right before I hopped on this call, I told Talon I spilled jelly beans all over my desk, and that's why I was late to our Google Meets call. And I think that might just be my go-to excuse now for things.
I don't think anyone would be mad if you said that.
It's because they're in a
Really?
regular shape, so they just skitter everywhere. It's madness. It's chaos. You don't know where they're going to go.
Of all the things you could spill, yeah, that's pretty rough because they're gonna go across the whole room. You might be upstairs, they might end up downstairs. You could be downstairs and spill a tub of jelly beans, and some of them might end up upstairs. That's how it feels.
We've heard it happen before. And I'm on freaking cockroach watch because I keep seeing
of the Met Gala.
cockroaches. Because of the Met Gala. Honestly, that cockroach was about as big as the one I saw in my apartment, which is big.
Are you serious? I
Yeah.
don't like that at all.
No, I
That's
didn't
making
like it
me
either.
upset.
I cried. I had a whole panic attack on the FaceTime with Audrey. Because I'm fine with bugs. I don't really care about them. I'm not saying this as a pick-me girl. It's just like a true fact about me. I don't really care about bugs. Like, I'll pick up spiders and throw them outside or whatever.
Sure.
Cockroaches, an absolute abhorrence against God. I cannot look at them without feeling sick and sad inside.
They're a little aggressive.
They're really
They're a little-
aggressive.
Yeah, they're kind of freaky. I would not like to see one in my apartment, and if I do, I will probably move.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying not to leave jelly beans out and about in case they decide they want to take a little nibble. I don't know what they eat besides
It's
despair.
jelly beans. It's jelly beans. I Googled it. It's jelly beans.
Oh, get out of the house. They're in the house.
Yeah. It just, I feel like if you see one, I don't even want to say it.
I don't need to hear what you're about to say because I have
Never
a feeling
mind.
I know what it is.
The point is, you're wise to be on watch, and if I see one, I'll try to let you know.
Thanks. If you see one skittering up the wall behind me in this Google Meets
Yes.
call,
Yes.
actually just let me be ignorant. I would rather not know.
Oh, God. That sounds bad.
Yeah, it's not good. You know what is good? I think we
What?
should introduce a new segment right now.
Oh my
called
gosh.
This Week at Trader Joe's. And I say this because we're not a movie podcast and I'm trying to distance us from that identity. So instead of talking about the movies as a consumable, let's talk about Trader Joe's as a consumable. I bought Ube JoJo's. They were really good.
Ooh, I also had those, and they're pretty good. Ube is a subtle enough flavor that I don't know if I could tell you that it was ube, but they were sweet and they were good.
They were tasty. I also am a tinned fish girly convert. I've been eating tinned fish like it's my last day on earth, and tinned fish is the only thing that's going to help me live longer. Boy, oh boy, do I love a tinned fish now.
Any kind of fish in particular?
They got trouts. They've got salmons.
Yeah.
This is real
Yeah.
good stuff. Real good stuff.
Fish in a can is peak civilization.
I agree. I'm just saying that I'm preparing for when global warming finally ends it all and we have to all live on canned goods for the last couple of years before we finally peter out as a race of humans.
How ironic. We've been driving bringing all our canned goods to food drives all these years, patting ourselves on the back, we're special, because I don't have to eat this food in a can.
I eat canned food all of the time.
Honestly.
Canned corn, love it. Canned kidney beans, love it. Canned chili, love it. Dinty Moore beef stew, love it.
Wow, a lot of free ads on this pod today.
Well, I'm after that tinned goods sponsorship, and they do say "Why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?" But I've never been a believer in that phrase. So
my one regret is that I don't have like a raging open fire to roast cans of food over, because I think canned beans good, canned beans hot over a fire, great.
Real good. Canned beans while you eat them looking homoerotically over the top of your can of beans at your fellow cowboy. Best.
Because you're thinking about his beans.
You caught me.
Yeah.
You caught me.
I get it. I get how that could be sexual.
Always thinking about his beans every day.
Canned fish. You heard it here, folks. This has been, what are we calling this segment?
Things that this week
at Trader Joe's. Yeah, I now that I know it's a segment, I'll have to
material.
Yeah, I didn't know. You just sprung it on me. I didn't know we were going to be talking about Trader Joe's this week. I'm sorry, everyone.
I just thought you'd just like to improvise. I don't know.
It doesn't help that all of our writers for this podcast are on strike right now.
Yeah, so. Oh my God, I know. You can probably tell the content's way different right now.
Yeah, you're probably listening to this like, what happened? It feels like Heroes Season 2.
You know what I realized today? You know that song that's like, I got depression. Dip my balls in some ranch dressing. I got depression.
Let's say I do. I think I've heard it once. This is a song, in quotes, like a TikTok sound? Or
I think it originally came from like a YouTube channel of like a famous producer who was like producing people's songs, and this guy just went in and did that.
Oh, okay. Right.
I didn't realize, but that is the guy who plays Tariq on Abbott Elementary is the guy who made that song.
Oh, of course.
Which makes nothing but sense now that I know it.
Yeah. The guy's got raps. Guy's got bars.
Guy's got bars.
Bars.
And we're participating in the writer's strike by not writing for money. I mean, it's never been a want of mine. Well, I do write for money, but not that kind of writing. Oh, I've really backed myself into a hole.
Not a copywriter strike, I guess. Yeesh.
Not yet.
I have been writing for free my entire life. So, suck that egg.
Suck that egg. Suck that bean.
I'm really not. I am getting like sympathy. Like, I don't want to try as hard anymore. I don't know what you call that feeling. But, all the writers, and I've been driving past them because, we're in it. And I see them. I honk my little horn. I go a little beep, 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 beep,
yeah, that's nice. So they know you support. That's good.
I, too, feel like I don't want to try as hard to write things either right now. Anyway, I've been doing this for free my whole life, and I also support this cause. So
look at us go. We're pro-union around here.
We're pro-union.
Pro-union. I've always been a union man. That's not true. I've never been in any union, but I would join one if I could.
If we could, we'd be taking a break from recording this podcast every hour.
Every hour minutes, of every day.
Mandated.
Speaking of men dating, should we start the podcast?
Let's, I'm trying to make a bean joke, but you know what? You should pay me more. Let's go.
You caught my eye in the grocery line, and I fancied myself a man worth your time, and I couldn't help thinking, I wish you were mine, a man-seeking woman whose total is 589. I don't do this often, I'm not like other guys, which is why I find myself in a sort of existential crisis.
Podcast for listener. If you want a better intro, pay writers a fair share. It's time for another Craig's-istential crisis, the show where we take the misconnection section into new directions. I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
And this is a podcast. And it's kind of like radio, but you don't get to choose what's on it.
Yep. And this specific podcast, we get to talk about the Missed Connections section. Wow, that was more hard to say than anything ever in my life. The Missed Connections section, a pod of podcasts.
Oh my God.
Of Craigslist.
Your mouth is on strike, apparently.
Of Craigslist. It's a place where people go and they post little cries into the void about people they encountered and honestly wish that they had made their move, but didn't for one reason or another. So now they're posting it on the internet in the hopes that the person that they're hoping it for hears it and gets back to them and they fall in love and get married. Or they just go to Bone Town. One or the other. Either option is good, I suppose.
Neither option's good. I just got hungry for ribs because I know that's a recurring Abbott Elementary joke. But
Ribs.
see, I don't like that. I'm sorry. I'm hungry. I'm sorry I'm thinking about ribs. I'm sorry your Bone Town joke made me have to reference a TV show. We're not a TV podcast.
We're not. But that was a good running joke on Abbott Elementary, which you
Solid.
should watch.
You
Okay.
should watch.
Anyway.
Anyway,
I got a misconnection from you. Do you want me to read it?
I would like you to read it. Cold.
Cold, yeah.
If we haven't said, because I haven't seen yours, you haven't seen mine. And that's just the way we like it. That's just the way we like it around here.
Like it cold. Some like
sometimes
it cold.
you get someone springing a new segment on you, and you're like unprepared for it. It's kind of like
that never happens here. Okay, anyways.
Okay.
Extraterrestrial seeks same. I realize how that sounds, and I don't mean this as a metaphor, a poetic description, or even as a joke. There are a lot of people on this planet who are aliens living as humans. If you're one of us and are reading this now, you may be depressed, pensive, or confused, or even lost. After all that has just happened and being left to be where we are now, that is to be expected, of course. I think it's obvious that we should get together and talk in a mutually therapeutic way. Serious inquiries only. If you are not of another world, I'll be able to tell after vetting you with a couple of questions, so don't waste your time. Well, here, I want to know.
You want to believe?
I want to know if I'm an extraterrestrial or not. Like, I feel like I would go talk to this person just to find out what the verdict is.
I mean, you're bringing up a new wrinkle to this. I didn't think there might be people who don't know that they might be aliens.
Well, haven't you seen Miss Marvel, ma'am? Captain Marvel?
I mean...
Lady superhero?
I have
Brie
several
Larson?
times. Big fan. But
She didn't know she was an alien.
But she knew I mean, technically she didn't know she was human.
Yeah, well,
what
we're
you're
the
saying.
aliens to other people, buddy.
Okay, but she suffered from amnesia. You remember most of your life, I assume.
Some of it, but I don't remember being born. So who's to say that's how that happened?
Sure.
Talon.
I read a thing where Nicolas Cage said that his earliest memory is being in the womb, and I was like, I don't know. And he was saying he could see faces, and I'm like, I don't think you remember this.
That's not how a fetal sac works.
I don't know, Nicholas. I don't know about that. Anyway, yes, true. Do I remember being born? No. But there is also, there's photo evidence of me as a bebe on a blanket, I assume is on Earth, but I guess I don't know.
You don't know. Also, you don't know that those aren't photoshopped. Also, you should know that I wasn't just flipping you off. I was fixing my glasses, but I did it with my middle finger, so it looked like I was flipping you off, and I wasn't, I swear.
I was going to wait to cry till after the recording. It's okay.
I'm just saying, I would like for somebody... I feel like it's very rare that anyone can tell me anything about myself with definite proof, or like with definite conviction, and I feel like this person could tell me something about myself with definite conviction, and I find that attractive.
I don't know. I feel like this is how conspiracy theorists think. Like, you can't believe the actual evidence, but you'll believe this guy?
I don't know. The FBI's real good at covering stuff up.
Like your birth? You think the FBI is hiding your true parentage from you?
I'm a special girl. They could be.
That's like some obscene level of main character syndrome.
Excuse me?
Not just I'm the main character and also a government experiment, and the whole world is lying to me about it.
Yeah, I've seen Kyle XY, Talon.
I haven't. So I don't get it. He has no belly button. That's all I know.
Well, I do have one of those, but also the TV isn't always telling the truth. So there's that.
So there's that.
This misconnection does have me wondering. I love how vehement they are about this not being a joke or metaphor or a poetic description. Obsessed, love it. I will say, not to be a podcast that quotes other podcasts, but I recently listened to an episode of Nicole Byer's podcast, and she talked about how she was sleeping with a man, and he was a black man, and he said that all black people are aliens, and truly and genuinely believed it. And so I'm wondering if there's an element of that here, perhaps. I don't know.
Wow.
Sorry, that was a lot of information to dump on you. It's almost like I brought up a new segment without warning you.
Almost. Yeah, that's a big belief to have.
It is. He was like, yeah, like that's why we're so different. Like we're put on this earth. And Nicole was like, I am confused and going to leave, actually.
How would he explain like different types of dog breeds? Like wolves were the original, and everything after that, aliens.
Well, I mean, clearly. Have you seen a Bichon Frise?
That's true. That's true.
Did I ever tell you that it's my dream to have a greyhound someday? I think you might know this, but I want a greyhound, but I really specifically want to name it Whisper. Because
I don't know this.
Don't greyhounds look like whispers? Like they just look like little they're just like not even there.
Is the other name, the nickname for them, Whippets? Or am I making
That's
that
not a nickname, but it is another breed that looks like...
breed that's similar to
Whippets are like little greyhounds.
Oh, they're like
little,
greyhounds.
tiny greyhounds. Which I would also get a Whippet and name it Whisper. But that's my dream, and I
like it.
Thank you. I think it's so cute.
You gotta give them room to run, though. You're gonna need to own like a farm.
Okay, see, everyone says that. Let me come on here and dispel some rumors about greyhounds. They're actually not very energetic naturally.
Okay.
They're actually pretty sedate animals.
You've looked into this.
I actually have quite a lot. I really want a greyhound named Whisper someday.
Okay.
But, barring that, I would also like you to read a misconnection from me.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that'll fill the whisper-sized void in my heart.
Carrie at the chiropractor. I think that was your name, but I might be misremembering. I complimented your boots in the lobby, and we had a short conversation. You told me about Poshmark, and we talked about boot wear, and you revealed you were pregnant and taken. And we cracked up when you told me that when I asked, were you seeing anyone? I would love to have you in my life a little bit and learn about you. Super bad timing, I know. LOL. But we should get coffee. Congrats on your relationship and the new addition.
Talon. No.
He just wants to make a pregnant married friend. That's
Delusions.
all. It does feel a bit like
delusional.
I don't care. I wasn't gonna ask you out or anything. I just want to be friends.
Also,
let's hang out.
We both laughed when you told me that you were taken. I think she was nervous laughing.
I think
as
they
a nervous
laughed,
laugher,
and then she laughed. Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy. Super bad timing. They're not even pretending like they want to be friends. Because why would it be super bad timing to be friends, Talon?
Because
we gotta read between the lines here.
Because they're pregnant, so any day now, they're probably gonna pop, and then they're gonna have to deal with a baby for a whole 18 years before you can hang out and do stuff. So
super bad time to make friends. No one would say that. Read between that. Make like an English professor and use some critical analysis here.
All right.
This is just somebody who's not taking no for an answer, and I'm gonna post shame. Don't be doing this.
They must not have been very pregnant, if
Heightably pregnant.
Yes.
Pregnant.
They were less pregnant than... I'm just going to slip right over it.
I know, but I had to call it out because I've been doing that a lot. I've never had a speech impediment in my life, but for some reason that keeps happening to me. I keep getting the R's is W's thing recently, and not on purpose.
I swear, I think quarantine made me worse at talking. Also, I don't know if it was full on speech impediment, but I definitely, as a kid, used to. I think I've said this before. I used to pronounce 3 as tree. I couldn't get the TH to happen.
That's just adorable. That's not a speech impediment. That's real cute. That's what that is.
Yeah, I suppose. Anyway, yes, they must have been visibly less pregnant than Rihanna at the Super Bowl.
Yes, visibly less. I needed to put it out there and be like, anyone who read this and was like, doesn't see the red flags, you need to do a little analysis and get back to me on that, because I'm feeling some red flags here.
On the other side, to play an advocate for
fucking
someone
Geminis.
or other.
Fucking Geminis, I swear to God.
Just, this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. It's like, this is how life works in The Sims. Sometimes you just start hanging out with a rando and you're like, yeah, I'm married and yeah, I got a kid on the way. Another kid sleeping upstairs, but sure, just barge into my house and use my computer and we could like hang out. And then all of a sudden your child is like best friends with this man and you're like, that's weird to me, but I guess he's cool. I mean, it's The Sims, so it's not going to get too weird, but...
aliens are real in The Sims. Is all I have to say about
that. Connect A to B, aliens are among us.
These were both written from the Simverse. Sentient Sims wrote both of these.
I like that. I'd like to live in the Simverse. This is something the metaverse will never have, is all the pizzazz. The pizzazz of the Sims landscape. It'll never have that language. If you could log into the Facebook metaverse and everyone spoke Simlish, I think I'd buy it.
You're too easy.
Sign me up.
You're too easy.
All right.
I've got a new one here.
So.
Your dog was crusty. You were not. You were dressed like a stylish strawberry. Red curly hair, green beret, and walking your dog. It pooped on my lawn, and I yelled at you to pick it up, and you called me a Walmart Joey Chestnut. Your dog seemed like a turf, but you were cute. Maybe we can get chili dogs sometime? Who is Joey Chestnut? I have to Google that.
That's the first question.
He's a competitive eater!
Oof, what a diss.
He's not even like a celebrity. I would argue that a competitive eater is already the brand of person you would buy at Walmart. So then to call them the Walmart Joey Chestnut, and also what a specific piece of knowledge. I might have also fallen in love with that person if I was like, wow, you fucking know a competitive eater off the top of your head. That's hot.
Yeah.
I love people with esoteric knowledge. Oh my God. Sorry. There's some really hideous, like, mid-competition photos of Joey Chestnut.
Don't show that. Listen, competitive eating is a sport I would have I'd rather listen to it on the radio. I'd rather listen to an announcer detail what's happening. Paint a word picture and say, Joey Chestnut keeps shoving hot dogs in his mouth. Oh, he's getting red in the face. He's closing his eyes as if to make more room.
It's horrible. There's fucking bun crumbs all over this man's shirt.
Yeah.
I'm so upset.
Competitive eating is not an attractive sport, but it is impressive. God. And I guess attractive if you think about the implications.
I don't think I want my pussy eaten like it's a chili dog.
Sonic the Hedgehog entered the chat and begs to differ.
Talon and I just locked eyes for the longest moment of my life.
I was like, where do I go with that? Fair.
Yeah.
There are other things that are competitively eaten, though, to be fair.
I guess. This is just, Joey Chestnut is specifically a chili dog eater. Okay. And again, what a specific piece of esoteric knowledge to, like, have that as something to, like, throw at somebody as an insult. Love that the dog seemed like a turf. I'm guessing because it pooped on a trans person's lawn.
That's my second question is, what dogs look like turfs? How?
Maybe the dogs that are like, women's sports we should inspect genitals. That's my hot social commentary of the week.
That's good. I would have said chihuahuas.
Oh, well, them too. Why? Because their eyes bug out of their head?
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, that's why.
Whisper would never be a TERF. Whisper's going to be such an ally. You don't even know.
Yeah, those look like TERFs. I'm going to say it. I'm going to also say pit bulls. They kind of look like TERFs.
Oh, no.
And I'm not... That's just what they look like. I'm not saying they are, but I'm just saying if you had to pick a dog breed to be like, that dog definitely excludes trans people from its feminism.
No, they have such big heads and such small brains. They can't be TERFs.
They're too chesty. They're too
I will say, what are those dogs that are like... Oh, Afghan hounds are definitely TERFs. Because they look like J.K. Rowling.
They do. They do look like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
If she were a dog.
Which she is.
Woo-hoo.
Anyway, a dirty dog.
Ooh, yeah. That dog definitely looks like it wrote like a kind of just okay series of books and has been coasting off it for years.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
I always get a little weird, like the Harry Potter world. Anytime you really start to like think about it a little, it kind of crumbles. Like, just what? They don't got phones?
No, it's watertight. Watertight.
We're using magic to stir tea. Like that's like just the casual magic we're performing because we can't. I don't know. I just feel like I could invent a more fun, fully realized magical world.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're spot on. It's almost like it was written for children.
It's not even things for children can be good and detailed.
I don't believe that, says the woman who yesterday received an exclusive Trolls 2 Trolls World Tour print from her friend that works at DreamWorks. AKA, I love children's media, so don't take me seriously. Children's media is great, and I adore it.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page, because I don't like that argument. People try to make it all the time. Like, every time a kid's movie has a bad review, and they're like, it's for kids. I'm like, okay, but is it? I think the last kids movie that was truly for kids happened pre-9/11, and it was pre-Shrek. Same year.
You clearly have not watched Coco Melon, but okay, yeah.
Coco what?
Do you not know who Coco Melon is?
Coco Melon?
Do you not know what Coco Melon is?
Should I know?
So Coco Melon, wow, this is shocking. Everybody else, go ahead and skip this because Talon's the only person left on planet Earth who doesn't know what Coco Melon is. Coco Melon is like this series of kids, quote unquote, educational. I'm putting educational in huge quotes here. Content on YouTube. They're making a movie out of it, but it's just mindless fruits and vegetables and big-headed babies dancing around.
Yes.
But there's been studies shown that Coco Melon is actually not very good for kids because it's just like mindless stimulation. And so they're not like actually like receiving any like input from it. Like it's just distracting them. Like they're, you know, if you get a kid like a ball of Play-Doh, like at least they get like tactile input and stuff. But like Coco Melon's like evil.
They're not making adult jokes.
It's like baby ketamine.
Okay. So the last purely for kids thing, they're still existing, but they're a far cry from the Shreks and from the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verses and the Trolls.
The Trolls?
They're you know, I'm just saying.
The Barbie Dreamhouse Go Team Roberts. You watch your
put
mouth.
That in the same
don't
breath
talk.
if you
don't
want.
you dare talk shit about Miss Roberts to me.
I am just.
You know what? Before you get yourself into too much trouble, read another one of my misconnections, would you?
A beautiful face on Blue Max. This is a long shot. We were riding the Max from Portland to Hillsborough around 1 p.m. today, April 26th, and you were in front of me, and we leaved the train in the same station, Hillsborough Central. I am a photographer, and I'd like to take some portrait images from you. You have this Japanese manga look. Quite beautiful to see, but I have some errands to run, and although I could have the chance to approach to you, I don't want it to be disrespectful of you, and I did not have the time to do it in a proper way. I did wear a blue jacket, and I was across the aisle of the train. I had a brawn leather portfolio, and we crossed sights a couple of times. You were playing with you hair. Let me know if you are interested in have some professional headshots. Dope. Okay. Some typos in there for one, but that's
for one. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say they're doing their best. The typos is not what I had a problem with.
No. Was it Japanese manga?
Yeah, it was. It was Japanese manga. All right, Tone.
What does that look like exactly?
I don't know, and it makes me uncomfortable. What, was she a young schoolgirl?
Right.
Step away, predator.
Yeah.
Back up.
I also think, I know they didn't really, they wrote, I would like to take some portrait images from you. And maybe that's incorrect, but maybe it is very correct. And maybe cameras are stealing a little part of your soul every time you have your picture taken.
I think especially if you're being taken by a photographer who says you have a Japanese manga look.
Yeah, I think this is a Japanese manga.
They're gonna scared.
Take more and more pictures of you until you wither away.
Yeah, and anyone who offers professional headshots for free, I'm just going to say, I think they probably come with a price. And it's not a price you should have to pay.
That's true. You know, in my day, I offered some professional headshots, but not for free. It was pay what you will.
Oh, well, that's nice. You did take some very nice ones for Portland friends, Broke Gravy.
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty proud of those. Those came out well.
They're very
my
nice.
Best work.
They still use those for promotional materials.
You know, they do. Anyway, Broke Gravy, Portland Improv. Check them out. Anyway, yeah. There's a whole vibe here. And it's a little icky.
Have you ever been approached and has anyone ever approached you and been like, you're so beautiful?
I need to take your photo.
Has anyone been like, wow, you're so handsome?
No, I mean,
besides,
the
apparently, as to last episode, every cashier ever wants to fuck you, says Elena.
That's right. We did have that conversation. And you agreed it was Trader Joe's. So it's different. It's a different vibe.
Sorry, I cut you off before you were about to actually answer the question I asked.
It's fine. No, I think I might have brought this up before, too. The closest thing would be someone who ran Humans of Portland, kind of Humans of New York style account, and saw me running through the park blocks with was it a single flower? Or was it a little bouquet? I was late for a show. Not really late, but I was trying to make it to my seat before seeing Elena in a play. I think it was The Importance of Being Earnest.
And you brought her flowers.
And I brought flowers. And I was running across the park blocks. And she ran up to me, camera in hand, and was like, hey! And I was like, oh, God! Yeah, hi! And she just was like, hey, I run a blog. Can I take your photo? And I was like, yeah, okay, here? Okay, cool. I'm running late. And she's like, where are you going? Play. I gotta go. That's how quick it was.
That's nice. Wow.
It's a cute photo. It was fun.
Super cute. I'll have to go stalk that and find it later.
Yeah,
I'm sure I can. Too. I'm sure I can.
You have your ways.
I have my ways.
You're connected. But that's it. Has anyone ever approached you to try to take your picture or steal your soul through a camera?
Absolutely not. I think probably the closest thing that I could say has happened to me is I was featured on the Overheard Portlandia Instagram page talking about the Shrek films. They liked that I called them films, and then they quoted me and put it on Instagram.
That's perfect.
So that's the closest I've been. And I'm fine with my near anonymity. I treasure it greatly.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of Portland-based just people watching blogs and Instagrams out there. Sketchy people, that's a good one. That's one they just draw people that they see. And
they sketch them, if you will.
They sketch them. I've always kind of wish I could have been included in that, but I'm not nearly sketchy enough.
You gotta sit around.
You really got to stand out in an interesting way to be featured on something like that. Like, if I had to force it, I'd be walking around with shoes on my hands and maybe trying to do a handstand. Okay,
I see why you were never picked. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you gotta amp it up.
Yeah. I got another one from you here.
Take it away.
Drive-by fruiting. I was running as you threw an apple core at me and yelled, "Run faster, bitch!" You caught the red, and I kindly returned the core to you. While I like the attention, I think there is room for improvement. What an attractive response to a horrible situation. Whoever wrote this, they have the rizz, as the kids say.
Just for
how suavely they responded to this.
Okay. Can you have rizz just generally? I thought Rizz had to be like directed at someone.
No, I think you can.
Welcome to another episode of
aura.
Millennials Trying to Understand Gen Z Slang. Today's word is rizz.
I think you can absolutely have general rizz. I think that you can direct it at people, but sometimes I think rizz is just around you.
Okay. Because I thought it had to be flirty in some respect.
I mean, for sure. But it's not about flirtiness. It's about, like, attractiveness. I mean, it is about flirtiness.
Do you know?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
hip. I'm so hip. I also like that they had a Mrs. Doubtfire quote in here. Drive by
No,
fruiting.
like, no doubt. This person's cool. I would like to know this person.
Why are you so jealous of them?
I didn't say...
You didn't
I
have
just
to
wish
say
we'd
it.
stop talking about how, like, cool they are. That's all.
You didn't have to say it, Talon.
I just feel
You know
like
what? I
they're
wonder
getting
if-
a lot of attention.
I wonder if they're on the market for a new podcast host.
What? No.
I'm leaving you.
I don't even care. Yes.
You care so much.
This person is so full of rizz. Rizz all over them.
Rizz to the tops of their toes, to the tips of their teats.
Yes, risen all over themselves. But I don't know if that's Rizz. I just don't know.
All right.
And I might be wrong. And this is where
maybe-
we should introduce a Gen Z host of some kind who knows, but we don't have that.
We don't have young friends. I'm not a
No.
creep. I'm
Right.
not a predator. I myself am almost a child, essentially. So how could I have friends who are younger than I?
Do you at least have any, like, kid cousins who are going to grow up to be
No.
Gen Z one day?
No, I don't.
'Cause that's not how it works.
I don't have family.
Okay. Well, folks, if you're Gen Z and like to apply, you can hit us up.
Hit my
And-
line. That's what.
Link in bio.
Smash that like button.
Bang my line. Bang my line.
Bang. Sound the alarm. Pound the alarm, actually. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a barb. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's okay. But no, I do like the vibe of this misconnection. This is a great way to respond to someone being an asshole.
And also...
Although,
Oh, sorry.
well, this is my question, like, they kindly returned the core to you.
I'm imagining
That's how they wrote it,
chucked
but
it back into the car.
What if? What if they were just like...
I have to imagine that they just chucked it back into the car. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Don't be throwing shit.
Also, we love a little, like, karmic balance. Like, this feels really like the world is in balance, that this was able to happen so perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice when you get slighted by a driver trying to, like, they pass you or something, and then you just catch them at the same light. You're like, well,
Well.
fancy seeing you here.
Douchebag.
What'd you save, like 2 seconds? Huh? Being an asshole?
Eh.
Was it worth it? Milk boy at the grocery store. Milk boy, you're so cute in your little overalls, you little ray of sunshine. I like it. Thank you.
My
boy.
honest to God first thought when I read this was, did they see a ghost? Because what I'm imagining is, like, there used to be little milk boys who, like, ran your glass bottles of milk to your front door. Is what I'm imagining. I don't know that this is true, but that's what I'm imagining. And I'm like, those boys don't exist anymore, those milk boys. And so was this a lonely ghost of a milk boy haunting the grocery store that would one day replace him?
I mean, I really don't know what else it would be. So yeah, I think it's a go. Well, so let's see. There was milkmen. Milkmen were certainly a thing. I don't know how young they got. I don't know that they let the boys handle the milk.
Well, I mean, they're letting 10-year-olds work at McDonald's now, so I imagine that a very few years ago it was probably even worse.
No. Back then things were definitely better.
You're right. I wish, God, I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah. This country used to be so great. Anyway.
So good. Okay.
But, yeah, I am picturing just like, I bet you could be a teenage milk apprentice, maybe? A milk
teen. I don't think you should Google that. Don't Google that, everybody. Don't do that.
Just don't Google any combination of milk and any kind of person.
Or
Unless it's
teen and
Harvey
any
milk,
kind
I
of
guess.
thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it.
But listen, we're not here to tell you what to Google and not Google. You have autonomy. You do what you want.
Unfortunately.
And if you do Google it, the caveat is don't Google it. But if you do Google it, you got to let us know what you see. You got to tell us.
No.
That's all.
No. Don't. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. And I have an Instagram that's separate from the podcast Instagram. Sarah doesn't have access to it, so you can just find my Instagram. You could just let me know. I don't want picture. I don't want to see it. I just want a description. Just tell me like what happens.
And then also afterwards, if you could watch a competitive eating competition and live tweet that, he'd also like to hear about it, but not see it. He just wants to have it described to him.
I do not. Yes, I do not want to watch the eating contest, but I do want to know who's winning, who's losing, what's happening, how many breaks are they taking, how many hot dogs are getting in at once before someone needs to take a dip of water. If it's chili dogs, do they dip them in water to make them easier to swallow? Because that seems like the chili would get everywhere. So I feel like you don't do that. So you must just deep throat chili dogs dry. But like,
I hate
that
this.
seems difficult. And actually, now I need to know. Are the numbers in competitive chili dog eating a lot lower than they are in competitive regular hot dog eating? Because if they're not dipping them in milk or water or whatever, so they slide down your gullet, it must be lesser of a number.
Well, the lube is just built in. It's the
built
chili.
in. Yeah, exactly. Like ketchup would be if it were a normal hot dog, but they don't do that in the competitions. But maybe they should just take the tray of hot dogs and they should just dump like a couple like ladles full of ketchup on top, like ketchup, mustard, relish. I'm a relish boy, kind of like a milk boy. I'm a relish boy.
Are you finished?
I just have some stuff I got to Google later, but I'll save it for later.
Perfect. All right, I've got another misconnection from you here. Weasel World. Pre-pandemic, we met a few summers ago at OMSI. You told me about your pet ferret and starting a pet store called Weasel World. You gave me your number, but it was, purposefully, the wrong number when I tried to hit you up. Been looking for you. Make it make sense. It's tough. It's tough being a weasel girl in this weasel world. So, I don't blame anyone for doing what they gotta do.
Weasel Girl's just trying to survive out there.
Giving out fake numbers, you know what? Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. And, I mean, so weasels and ferrets, those aren't the same thing.
I don't think so. No. I feel like it's one of those things where, like, weasel is European and ferret is American or something. Like,
it's
not
only
in
a
name.
ferret if it comes from the ferret region of France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling
I think
weasels.
weasels are also, like, much bigger and angrier.
Well, let's take a look at the internet. Here's 5 key differences explained.
Please.
Okay. First of all, weasels are... okay, the range of ferrets is a lot wider. They can be anywhere from 8 to 20 inches. Weasels, only about 10 to 12 inches. Generally all the same size. Okay?
But they're different animals? Or it's just based on length?
I mean, they'd have to, I'm pretty sure it also makes some different animals. Right? It'd be weird if a tiger was just like a long cat.
Yeah, that
It's
would
different.
be weird.
I think by the nature of them being, they are different. They appear similar. And you know what? What does this say? They have different habitats. Well, some of them, they can both live in grasslands. Ferrets mostly in grasslands only, though. Weasels they love a woodland. They love a marsh. They love a moor. They live in an urban area. Apparently. I don't know if that means like New York City.
Mammal podcast.
Yeah.
Not Mammarie. Don't get excited.
It's always been that.
Mammal podcast.
Weasels are diurnal and ferrets are nocturnal / crepuscular. Crepuscular.
Yes, crepuscular. Mm-hmm.
Crepuscular. What is that?
No
what
idea.
Is that crazy word?
You're the one Googling stuff.
Yeah, I wish the Google search had like more, information because I just got like, I don't know, some child's test answers, but no context. You know what I mean? Crepuscular is appearing or active in twilight specifically.
Like the film? Just
yes,
kidding.
they appear. So ferrets appeared in the movie Twilight, and weasels did not. That's the difference.
You know what? It all makes sense now. Well, thank you
It all
for
makes sense.
answering the question on truly all of our minds.
Yeah. Well, we gotta know. Because, this person's got a pet ferret and they're starting a pet store called Weasel World. So I was just like, what's the connection?
We gotta make sure that these don't get confused.
Could they not just come up with an F name that went with, like, ferret? Like, Weasel World, ferret, fairgrounds, ferret.
Fortress.
Ferret, fortress, ferret for you.
Oh, that's nice. FFY. Fair for you.
Fair-priced ferrets.
Oh.
Ferrets fair.
All right, you better start coming up with these or this person's gonna write you a misconnection.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of, so there was a reply to this.
Oh, hot diggity dang dog. All right, excuse me. Freaking ferrets. Regarding Weasel World. The reason why I gave you a bogus number is because I was coming out of a 4-year relationship and I was still sharing custody of Bueller, my ferret, with my ex. I was a wreck back then, and the only free time I had was on Bueller's day off. Of course, I remember you and your chip tooth. Deadass wish we could have kept in touch, and I still dream of Weasel World. Now, I'm wondering if this person was just writing this joke as a setup to say Bueller's day off, or if that is a true fact and it just happens to work out perfectly, because I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, it's one thing to name your ferret Bueller. I get it, hilarious. I did not get it until you read it today, but I get it now. So that's one thing. Now to go the whole extra mile of Bueller's day off, ferret Bueller's day off. I mean, they didn't really put even the full. If it had said the only free time I had was on my ferret Bueller's day off, then I would have been sus.
Okay.
But they kind of half-assed it, and I think maybe this worked out in their favor. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that this was not a planned gag.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always suspicious.
That's healthy.
And also, no need to wish you could have kept in touch. That's what this forum is for. And it seems like the two of you are using it correctly.
That's true. I mean, I guess really to get in touch, one of you is going to have to reply directly to the.
Yeah, you can't just both keep going in a public forum. You've got to eventually decide. We've got to settle at some point.
One of you's got to cross the street to the other one. You keep just posting flyers on your side of the street.
Can't keep doing that.
Can't keep doing that. So, listen, this sounds like it could happen, maybe. Weasel World could come to fruition.
It could. I wouldn't invest because it doesn't seem like you know your mammals, but that's just me. Ooh. All right.
Well, it's not my type of pet store. I like a more wide variety of animals when I go into a pet store.
Well, this next misconnection has nothing to do with animals, so you're welcome.
Aww.
Well, I guess you could make an argument. Never mind.
Let's see. To the dickhead riding my ass. This is the one you wanted me to read, right?
Yes.
Just making sure. You were in a gray Toyota 4Runner on my ass in a residential neighborhood. I had a baby in my car and was trying to drive safely. You passed me, going the wrong way, and almost caused an accident. I hope you had a shit day. Your mom's a hoe.
Let me tell you, one way to get me to read a misconnection, end it with your mom's a hoe. I'm hooked.
Yeah, and much like manga, you tend to read from the ending to the beginning. You read it the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
well, you Westerners don't know what you're missing.
Yeah. Your mom's a hoe is a strong ending. And, did they earn it? Kinda. Yeah.
Kinda. I think they did. I, too, get annoyed at slow drivers, but I would also rather pass away of old age behind a slow-moving car than drive into oncoming traffic to go around them. So next time you're feeling road ragey, think to yourself, this could be a baby driving. I should be kind.
Could be a baby driving, and that's why they're going so slow, because they are so new to the world.
I also did originally read this. I was, flipping through misconnections, and, I read the titles to, see if they look intriguing. And I did read this as, to the dick, head riding my ass. And I thought it was going to be, a really horny, post. And then I was like, it's not. It's not at all. Despite
go
having
either way.
3 very sexually charged words. 4, if you count riding.
I mean, ending with someone's mom being a hoe. Again, it could go either way.
It all was lining up.
It was all lining up, but alas, it's just anger. Which can turn into horniness real quick, if you...
That's what they say.
Yeah. Yeah, slow drivers, What are you going to do? I think I know I have friends here who have been, filming a short film in their car or things, they're using the car as a working vehicular prop. And now I'm in LA and I just wonder every time I see a slow driver, I wonder what they're making. I wonder who's in there filming something. I wonder how that monologue's going. So yeah, sure, it's annoying, but there's a lot of reasons for people to drive slow. Just be chill.
Be chill.
Be chill. Kind of like, not related at all, but there's a video going around of some people where Space Mountain at Disneyland was, it had an accident and the ride stopped and 2 people and their kid forced their way out of the ride car and got on the, exit walkway because all the lights were on and they just let themselves out of the ride.
That's such a good way to get kicked out of Disneyland for the rest of your life.
Such a good way to get kicked out. Such a good way to die. If the ride would suddenly start moving again and you fall down in the middle of Space Mountain, famously a big mountain of nothingness.
They've probably never seen Final Destination, and that's their first problem.
Oh, man. Yeah. There were so many thoughts that would stop me from doing that. Same there are so many thoughts that stop me from driving on the wrong side of the road.
Well, some people simply don't have those thoughts.
Some people don't. And I feel like they're also the same people who just don't have anxiety.
Yeah, probably. Must be nice. Hey, I've got one more for you. So go ahead and read it.
Polly, bitch. You kissed my partner. Probably did more. We're open, and you still went off lying with him. Y'all have a cheating kink. If you were honest about it, you could have had it all. Sorry, you could have had at it. Quit calling yourself Polly and get some help. Stay away from my family.
I love that you just ad-libbed in the middle of that. You got so heated, you just ad-libbed.
I mean, I felt like that's how I would... Sorry, writer. I don't mean to correct you on air, but that's how I would have written it. I feel like
I don't mean to give you notes, but...
You could have had at it, it's fine, but you could have had it all. That's more potent,
all. It would really hit different.
Would really hit different. Wow. So we got some drama here.
We got some major drama. We're open and you still went lying with him. It's almost like for some people, being poly is an excuse. Not for everyone. Not for everyone. I'm not saying
Not for everyone. Not for everyone.
I'm just saying, as a bitch who's on the dating apps a lot, there's definitely a kind of person who likes to call themselves poly. That makes you say, I don't know if even you believe that.
Yeah. Gosh. I fully believe some people, are definitely poly and open to that. But I also know for me, that concept is that sounds hard. That sounds difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know that I am able to share myself or a partner with so many other partners in that way without me getting a little jealous, a little bit
he's a little jealous.
I feel like I wish they were spending time with me.
Oh.
This is not an arrangement that would work for me. But that is why I would also never call myself poly.
There you go. Problem solved. Stay away from my family.
Stay away from my
family.
You got to read that like Harrison Ford, telling someone to get off their plane. That's the proper way. Stay away from my family.
Yeah. I'm wondering if the family is the partner. This is just a lot. It's a lot to handle. I don't know.
This is a person definitely. Man. We need more modern ghost stories, and this is one of them in the making. This person, I don't wish any harm on them, but if this person were to suddenly unalive, that's a ghost. That's a ghost right there, and that ghost is not happy about their partner and this other person trying to get in between this open relationship. Like there's a whole woman in black vibe here. I'm feeling. You know?
So this person, be careful, because if you get run over by a car or something, you will turn into a vengeful ghost. It's kind of written in the stars at this point.
And a vengeful ghost, that's like one partner. That's enough vengeance. Many? Oh boy.
Oh my god, vengeance, boy.
That's a vengeance buffet. That's too much. Anyway, what I'm saying is we need a modern woman in black about a polyamorous passed on woman who is upset. Do we agree?
Yeah, yes.
I know you're just waiting for the next part of the pod.
No, I was trying to cast it in my head, actually, and then I forgot that I was supposed to be talking. I think that I would cast... Sometimes that happens to me. I think I would cast the vengeful polyamorous ghost woman as... Now, hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
I think I would cast them as... I think we're going to go with like a Blake Lively here. I'm going to go for
Blake
a real
Lively.
dark horse.
I like that because, you know, she's got some range. She's actually... Here's the thing. I think Thor and Green Lantern came out in the same year. And I remember thinking, I cannot believe that Blake Lively came out looking like a much better actor and a much smarter character than Natalie Portman in Thor, playing a literal scientist.
And that leads me to my second casting. I think that Natalie Portman would be the fluff rival.
Oh, this is a movie I want to see.
And the man in the middle of it all.
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, not where I was going to go, but open to it. I was going to say Idris Elba.
Ooh, steamy.
I just think he's got a good, like, he can, like, lock down a secret. You know what I mean? Like, you tell him a secret, he locks that shit away.
There is a movie, I feel like he's in a movie where of a similar vibe, where it's not a ghost story, but I think he is also playing, like, someone in a relationship and someone's jealous and it's...
Maybe that's why I'm casting him, because it already exists.
It was Mandela. That was the one.
Yeah. Oh, no, you mean Lion. It was Lion.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, right. It was Lion. The movie about the lion? The big lion?
The lion.
That movie that's Jaws, but a lion?
He's Lion.
He's lying. I feel like the movie I'm thinking of is called, like, Obsessed. Yeah, that's it.
And it has another blonde woman in it, doesn't it?
Ali Larter, who is
Heroes.
nowhere near as good as
Heroes
Blake
fame.
Lively. Of Heroes fame, of being kind of a little bit racist fame.
The tea.
Yeah. She had, because of Heroes, because her partner in that show, whose name I need to remember.
I know who you're talking about.
Also a black man, and they had, like, intimate scenes, and she was very, like, just didn't want to do it. Like, treated him very badly when he was just
that's the
like...
hot goss for the days, guys.
He's just doing his job as an actor and being treated by his co-star like shit.
Retroactively cancel her, folks. Get on it.
Well, you know, I think, judging by her career, it's basically...
Oh, my God.
Jimmy Jean Lewis is the Haitian. I don't think that's the guy. Leonard Roberts. D.L. Hawkins. That's the guy. The Haitian was a character on Heroes. And my screen is very small.
I was like...
I'm not just calling you, that's a Haitian. That would be weird.
That would.
In this conversation.
Hey, Craigs. We got one more MC we want to give you. But first, thanks for joining us for another deep dive into the misconnection section. The theme song was written and performed by Rose Sherman. Follow her at Hey Shermy on Insta. And follow us at Craigsistential Crisis on Insta and TikTok for more fun. If you enjoyed our company, leave us a rating wherever you're listening. Or tell a friend about our services. Check the show notes for more info.
Okay, Sarah. Take us home with one last more. One last more.
Take you home? You want me to take you home? Okay. Random girl in a chair. Washington Square Mall. Just saying, we locked eyes for a pretty strange amount of time. Shit was whack.
I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Thompson.
This has been Craigsistential Crisis. Do not contact us with any unsolicited services or offers.
Shit was whack.
Just saying. How long of the time would it have? Were you sitting in the mall chair just like...
What
the hell? What's going on? Why are you looking at me?